Hi friends, in Planet Earth Dating, it's Thursday, August 27th, 2020. In both the Lynn Life and the Jamie Body Mind, the authorized souls remain only child souls from the deeper, denser dimensions, and all other souls from all other dimensions, as long as the souls are already living by the many Search for Truth rules already given to the Search for Truth community by wiser minds above all of us, curiosity, of course, being an essential element in the process.
That's true.
And curiosity is a choice. Sometimes people, the microphone just shifted.
Yes,
We like the person who's speaking, the soul who's speaking. We don't know who they are right now, but we
No.
do like them, and they're very familiar. And they say, it's just a choice, really. You can choose to be curious, and you can choose to not be curious, and to consider what Dr. Einstein said. He said, I have no special gifts. I'm only intensely curious. And we would say that curiosity is that which is the essential starting point for a real search for truth. You have to actually intend to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, that's true.
Then if you don't really want to put the effort into it, then it isn't going to happen. And that's the reality of it. For him is a message. What's actually going on? And will you go for help, please? We need souls to start going for help. Like somebody has to get outside of this black hole of corruption and let them know what's going on outside of the black hole of corruption. And it's a little challenging because souls can't tell which way is up, and it's troublesome. The astral dimensions are so turbulent now that souls can't tell, and
That's right.
very well documented. A very large-scale experiment of perhaps 500,000 high-quality souls, and nobody can tell which way is up. 100% fail rate, and that's a statistically valid experiment, and it's now time to act on that. We don't need further study with a 500,000 soul experiment that has a 100% fail rate. Actually, if you look at statistics, this is a soul who's affiliated with statistics. If you look at statistics, and there's a 100% result, I think it's less than 2,000 that's needed for the conclusion. It might even be less than 1,000. It might even be less than 500.
Yeah, that's right.
So 500,000 is maybe 1,000 times more data than is needed to be statistically valid.
That's true.
And so it's really time to act on it. And this is like climate change. It's so well documented, and it's really time to act on it. Right now, as we film, Hurricane Laura is flooding southwestern Louisiana.
That's true.
Which is where our family roots are, and our cousins. And it's catastrophic. And events like this, they cause us to think about death.
That's right.
And to think about what happens when we die and after we die, and to think about the check-ins that occur upstairs when we die, as is inevitable. And we think about these environmental activists who are really giving their all, paying a large price for a continual effort that lasts at least 10 years. That's the standard that's been given.
That's right.
And so if you're not yet to 10 years, just right direction, keep going, but to really intend to make a difference. It's not like clocking in and clocking out. Putting in time is only part of the equation. It's intending to make a difference, a positive difference, intending to improve the situation, intending to disrupt the destruction of all life on Earth at humanity's hands using tools sent in by the spirit world, and to stop the destruction in a fair and just way. And so we have these environmental activists, and we've been given one particular activist who is personally known to us, and we can personally verify the length of time and the degree of effort and the intensity and the focus and trying to figure it out and trying lots of different things. It's real, and it's over a decade. And so that activist is kind of like the pitch pipe. And from him to Greta Thunberg, who seems to be the activist currently living closest to the assignment of stopping the destruction in a fair and just way. Everybody in between, and it seems to be approximately 200 activists, but we'll call it 300 just so there's not an artificial cutoff.
That's right.
And it includes many well-known names and many lesser-known names.
Yeah, that's true.
For whom is the message? Why do you ask? And the point is that our contribution to the process is different than others, and that we have the spiritual training and we come out of a spiritual tradition and spiritual focus, and that our assignment is to inspire a divine miracle to stop the destruction in a fair and just way. That's what we're supposed to do.
That's right.
And now we know that those environmental activists are also going to shuffle off this mortal coil just like we are and you are. Like we're all, none of us gets out alive.
That's right.
And that when they arrive upstairs, they're really the best of the best. And that we are a stand for them to have a fair and just check-in. And we're not backing down on that. So we're asked to be shown with all humility and knowing that we have no divine standing, we have no legal standing under divine law, and therefore no divine standing, because what would it be to have legal standing under divine law? And that when the souls and bodies disconnected, that the legal standing went with the souls, and we can follow the argument
Absolutely.
of reincarnation and karma and balancing, etc. But right now there is inequity, and the inequity is in divine law. And it's kind of like the suffragettes, you know, they did not have the vote, they did not have legal standing, and women still don't really have legal standing. Don't fool yourself, don't kid yourself, the law is not on your side, unfortunately.
It's true.
Sorry if this is news to you. But that even so, to not be quiet about it, and to not back down, and to resist in a peaceful and nonviolent way. Nonviolent resistance is what makes a difference, and nothing else actually makes a difference. And we're not trying to advocate, we're not advocating, nor are we endorsing resistance to spirit, but we're saying that we must follow the highest vibration voices and not the first voice who shows up saying, "Hey baby, I'm God," because the astral dimensions are fully corrupt.
That's true.
And that's the reality. It's just layer of organized crime upon layer of organized crime upon layer of organized crime upon layer of organized crime. And somebody's saying, what do you base that on? And what we're saying is there was a test of 500,000 souls, best of the best souls, hot duggan souls, who are unable to tell which way is up. And that hasn't been reported outside of the black hole of corruption.
No.
And that means it's all corrupt. Like, what do you mean you haven't reported that? That's very solid. Who will report it up? And therefore somebody has to go for help. You guys, we would like to leave this. We would like to leave this dimension. We're not happy. We're not having fun.
Sure.
But we've been told your assignment is complete when you stop breathing and not before.
That's right.
And to not participate in the process of stopping the breathing, because then you're manipulating the barometer,
That's
you're
true.
manipulating the message meter. And how can you tell when your assignment is done? You're no longer breathing. That's how you can tell. So we have respectfully asked to be relieved of the assignment, because you guys are completely ignoring the data, and so we don't really see the point of continuing to deliver the same messages over and over again that you guys are ignoring. That just seems like a waste of time, and we're unable to reach higher vibration voices than yours. And nobody else is even trying. Nobody else is even trying. We keep asking, show us other people who are trying. And lots of people say, oh, so and so, and then we go and look at what they're doing. It's like, that is revolting. They're not trying to reach the highest vibration voices.
No.
They're trying some other thing.
Something else.
Something else. For whom is the message? Why do you ask, which way is up? What now to stop the destruction in a fair and just way? And what about the check-ins for the 300 best environmental activists? Only 300 of them. And this guy took the best of the best, which we think is still Greta Thunberg.
Yeah.
And this guy. And the whole group of them.
Yeah.
They should be embarrassed.
Yeah, that's true.
There's
That's
nobody
the
stepping
feeling.
up. Yeah. So, guys, listen, we're not going to give this up. And when we die, as is inevitable, if you guys haven't gone for help yet, we're going to go for help. And shame on you. Aren't you embarrassed? Will anybody please go for help? Please.
All I see are weather maps.
Friends, our government and news media outlets, for the most part, don't tell the truth about the climate change disaster. The information is available, but it's becoming less and less available as what seems to be censorship is setting in.
That's true.
And the control of the internet. And if you guys haven't been following the free internet political arguments for the last 5 or 10 years, then you've missed it. You've missed it. So the internet is being controlled. The searches are being controlled. What purports to be an open search is not an open search.
That's right.
And there are many ways to test it, and we have tested it many ways, and we don't like it either.
No.
We wish that weren't true. It's a real bummer, but ignoring reality doesn't make it go away. So the information is available, but we don't know how long it's going to be available, and you might want to jump on it. Will anyone go for help?
Will anyone go for help?
No, that one's doing this gross begging thing.
Ah,
And that's,
thank you.
That's what many people do. That's what we think almost everybody else
Yeah,
does when they're
right.
relating to divinity. They're just begging. It's like, you do it, please do it. Not doing what we can do. And when you relate to out-of-body presences like that, you'll get out-of-body presences coming over, but not anybody that you actually want to be dealing with. I'm positive about that. They're exploitative,
Yeah.
corrupt, and you'll be signing a deal with the devil, so to speak.
Right.
And somebody's saying, how do you know? Because then later they call us and say, help me, I'm being, accosted by dark entities. And that's what's always underneath it. You track it back. It's always right down to, hey, is this your signature? And so almost everybody signed these dark deals, and
that is
the
true.
best advice we have to you is just undo it right now. Your first loss is
It's
your
your
best
best
loss.
loss.
It's never going to get easier. It's always going to get harder. People just think they can push that down the road and deal with it mañana, and that only makes it worse. Just undo it. Say, well, I was wrong. That was a mistake.
That was a mistake.
And now I'm going to pay the price. And you're not going to get out of it scot-free. Everybody wants to. She wants to.
Sure.
She wants to get out of it scot-free, but that's not how it works. You just pay whatever it is with your grace, with your karma. And if you don't have good karma, if you don't have grace accrued, then all you need to do is rack up good karma super fast. Take selfless, courageous actions on behalf of the greater good, being willing to pay a price in this dimension, because we do pay a price in this dimension. There's no way around that, unfortunately.
That's right.
That's how reality works. So, friends, we're all going to die. The only thing that's actually certain in life, the microphone just switched.
Yeah, it
This
did.
is another speaker, and it's somebody we know well. We can't put our finger on it right now, but it's a voice to listen to. It says, we're all going to die, and that is what is the only common denominator. It is what unites all of us, is our mortality, and to live as if that's coming sooner rather than later. They were talking, oh, this is great. They were talking about the brother of this host life who died in 1990. And 3 years before that, in 1987, he had had a major heart attack. And after that heart attack, we think that he, with conscious intent, intended to mend all bridges, mend all of his relationships, because he knew that that heart attack was a surprise and he hadn't seen it coming.
That's true.
And that it almost killed him, and he didn't know when it might happen again. And so we think he was really trying to make peace with everybody. And we think that he set a really good example of not getting hung up on what he couldn't do, but just moving forward with what he was able to do. He was no longer able to work with antelopes, and so he worked with finches.
That's right.
And, all right, I can't wrestle an antelope, but I can band a finch. And now we're killing all the antelope and all the finches.
That's right.
Pulling all life over the cliff with us as we go. And all we can do is each of us change. Each of us try to get our own carbon footprints neutral. And try to stop the destruction in a fair and just way. Learn how to grow food. You'll feel less panicked. The chicken is making the warning call, warning the other flock members.
Yeah.
And they all just kind of froze. We're sitting right here. There's nothing. She's just making it up.
Yeah.
Chickens lie. So do humans. It's a real bummer. It seems to be socially acceptable to just lie. And even socially required to just lie. That's problematic.
Yeah.
For him is the message. Why do you ask him, please will somebody go for help? Please will somebody go for help? Somebody needs to go for help. It's fully corrupt. The data is all in. 100% fail rate. 100% fail rate. Which way is up?